This is a demonstration of the Document Manager service of the Lynx platform. The Document Manager service is a platform service that can be used to manage documents within the Lynx platform. It's where you actually store documents, retrieve annotations, and validate documents. We will use the Postman client to do the demonstration. So now let's take a look on the collections endpoint. On the collections endpoint, the first method that we will see is the list available collections method, which is a GET request. With this request, we will get all the available collections. As you see, there are listed the available collections on the Document Manager. Next, let's create a new collection. This is a post request. Where we need to define the name of the collection. This is a parameter collection ID, so we define this to be test collection and send the request. As you can see, the response is correct, is 201, and the collection was created. Let's check again this from the list collections, and we will see that the new collection is listed on the bottom of the list. Okay, let's now try to delete this collection. This is a delete request. We need again to define the name of the collection as a path parameter, and we send the request, and we get back a 204 response. If we now check again the list of the available collections, we will see that the collection is not there anymore. It was deleted. Let's now check the validation controller. The validation controller is used to validate a document against either NIF 2.1, the data model, or the Lynx data model. Additionally, you can define custom rules defined as SACL rules. So here on this request, we have to define on the body of the request the document that we want to check. As you see, the document is composed from multiple components. The metadata component, the parts component, and the annotations component. And for each of these, we have defined specific rules, either coupling with NIF or coupling with the Lynx data model. So every document should be valid in order to be ingested. If we send this request, we see that the response is that the document is valid. There is no any error against the constraints from the data models, from both data models. So the document is ready to be ingested into the Document Manager. But let's now introduce an error into the text. We just add some more text into the body of the text of this document. And if we send this back to the validation controller, then we will see that the document will fail validation. So here we see that the response is that we got a non-valid document, and we get also a report on where exactly the problem is with this document. So we see that for this document, the NIF end index property value is not correct according to the whole length of the text of this document. And we should either fix the property or fix the text itself. Let's now check the documents endpoint. The documents endpoint allow us to create new documents, update a document, or delete some document. The create document endpoint is a post request. So we need to define the collection ID as a path parameter. And here we define again the test collection. We need to define the content type of the content of the document that we will send. It can accept JSON LD or Turtle or simple JSON. And on the body of the request, we need to define the document. This is the document that we used previously for the validation. So now if we click on send, we get back a response that there was an error on the ingestion. We get a 500 because this document is not valid according to the NIF data model. So we need again to fix this document and resend it back. And now we see that the document was ingested. We get back the ID of the document. And now if we take a look on the collections list method, we will see that the document is there. So there is the list documents method where we define the collection ID and we will get all the documents that belong to this collection. Here this collection has only one document, the document that we ingested before. So this is the document. We can also try to get the specific document with a GET request by defining the collection ID and the document ID. This endpoint follows the URI minting of how we define the document URI on the ingestion. We can also define different accept headers, so by this we define the serialization that we will get back. Here let's try now the application ld plus JSON, we will get us a JSON ld file. We click on send, we see that the document is here, we got back the document. Now let's try to get again this document as text turtle. And we see that this document is now in turtle. And we can also check additional accept headers as the RDF XML, and we will get back the document in RDF. So the same endpoint can be used by multiple applications to get the same document in different serializations for each specific use, either in frontend or in some backend. This is the end of the demo. Thank you for your attention.